Hi, this is Rob Manning, PGA Pro from Southern California, and the best in the world are doing the correct golf setup because it puts them in a better position to get to the top of the swing, which gets you in a great position to get to impact. Because when you're starting with a puzzle that's moving, the beginning piece has to be correct, which is the correct golf setup, which sets you up for all the movement. I've never found in any of my teaching for 20 years that I cannot fix anybody's problem by implementing the correct golf setup, and I look back at their setup and see what caused it, especially when they stand the traditional way like they used to do in the 70s. So when I deal with people, I have never found a problem that I cannot fix and see all the details. For 20 years it's been making sense for my students, for me, and other pros. And the correct golf setup is done by the best in the world. As you see Rory here, he's got a tremendous setup where he tilts away from the ball. His left side's high, just like impact. And now we're going to see Tiger Woods. And Tiger has the same setup where his left side's high. Amateurs do not set up like this. I look down there every driving range I've ever been to, and they all set up the standard way with their heads in the middle, their right thumb is on top, and they have all the traditional problems where the right leg straightens and the shoulder never gets behind the hips. Look at the way Tiger's tilting his head behind his hips, so his shoulder ends up behind his hips. And there's Nick Watney. He's got a little bit of weight on his left leg, but he's trying to tilt back. His head's more in the middle because the wind looks like it's in his face because of where he's teeing up the ball in the middle of his stance. But he does have a little bit of a strong grip, which kinks his wrist at the top and makes him a tiny bit inconsistent, or he might be the best in the world. There's the top of the swing I'm talking about, where the shoulder is behind the level hips and the left knee is slightly around. That puts him in position to move both his knees to drive under and have his right hip lower than his left very soon. The swaying of the level hip dropping down and then sway into the ball is causing all the inconsistency, and the announcers on the TV, they talk about it as the wind blowing or he got divorced last week, but I'm talking about positions and movement, and each puzzle piece has to move together. There's impact, just like a dress. The left side's high, the right side's low. And that's what produces consistency when you go from turn and return to a nice position where your impact position is very, very similar to your address position. Teachers talk that, but they don't do it because the old traditional setup has you at level hips and tilted shoulders, and they don't really work together. So order the correctgolfsetup.com now